Adachi-san, thank you for having our back.
I gotta come through sometimes too. Jungi, can Akane-san and Lonnie stay with you?
May I expect your swift return?
But where are we gonna look?
Yamai's after Yui Tabata, and he's headed to Kamurocho as the crow flies. Whatever's left of the Tabata family will be hanging around there.
Got it! Let's hurry!
Yo!
Okay.
Adachi-san!
Yeah.
Yo!
Pardonnez-moi?
そう。うん。Sup? Hmm. Okay. Hey.
You're going down.
Full power!
Look at you go.
Yeah.
Sup? Hmm? Sorry.
Gasuga.
Oh.
See.
Ooh. Sup?
Huh?
Huh? Ooh.
All right, let's go.
Okay, I'm up.
Don't get caught. Oh, come on.
Prepare yourself!
Let's get it done. Open wide.
Let's go, let's go.
Sure, I'll play.
Feeling good.
Time.
Much better.
Ready as I'll ever be.
On to the next level. Yo.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, matriarch. Who's there? Yamai. Yo. Took you a while.
Yui Tabata. That's her?
Yamai, what did you come here for?
If you knew I'd be here, you obviously did your research, no?
Revenge? On an old lady in the hospital? Even for you, that's some selfish shit. You fell in love with her and killed her husband over it. I'd say you got your revenge a long time ago.
You're right. I've got no excuses.
Oh, come on. Look me in my face. You gonna let me get away with that?
You know something? You're a hard man to please, Tomizawa-kun. Alzheimer's disease. Woman's only 57. That's too old to be called early onset. It's still too young. She doesn't even know who I am. 30 years ago, she had everything a woman could want. She'd go on million-yen shopping sprees, order champagne towers every night. We would bleed and kill to make that money, and she tossed it away like paper. And I loved her for it. I shouldn't have, but I just...
Seems uncharacteristic for you, tolerating all that.
Maybe it's the uncharacteristic things about us that make us human. Boss was willing to look past all her faults, except having another man in the picture. And of all the men she could have, she chose his captain. Boss was always gonna find out. That's when she finally noticed this big dumb lummox. She could tell at a glance I was crazy about her. She got me alone. She whispered to me, if the boss ever finds out about me and him, I'm dead. You have to kill him for me. Kids are stupid. Growing up is learning that jobs like that have no happy endings.
But you did it anyway.
I thought it was my only chance. I remember saying, anything for you. Who was that 20-year-old boy who used to think like that? The matriarch had a plan for it all. That night, I'd accompany her to the boss's office so she could talk to him. She would tell him about the captain. He would hit her, and I would kill him to save her from his... She'd protect me from the police and the family. So we went through with it. The moment she saw he was done breathing, she ripped her clothes and ran. Yamai killed the boss and came after me, she said.
What the hell?
She's picture perfect have to hand it to her. The best Yakuza couldn't have done it better. Had to go on the run after that. I only got to see her one more time. The dirt had just settled on the boss's tomb, but she and that captain were living happy and openly.
Huh?
You know, I think that was the moment I started getting shivers. My blood's run cold ever since. Made up my mind to flee the country then. I wanted to forget it all.
That's really how it happened.
Your call whether or not you believe me.
If it all went down like you said, why were you just staring at her when we came? If you wanted revenge, we'd have been too late to stop you.
I thought that's what I was coming here for. And then I saw her.
Is it already time for breakfast?
Now, there's nothing romantic left to this. My whole life, she was always far beyond my reach. Okay. Story time's over. I can imagine we've got somewhere to be.
Afraid that's true. We've been here too long, listening to all this. Turns out I was right about you.
Huh?
Like it or not, you are the type to carry the load for someone.
Oh, do you ever shut up?
I can't get over this. Never thought I'd hear you say so much about yourself.
Me neither. Maybe after all this time, I had to let it out. Just to you guys. Wow. Right. Let's not keep the detective waiting. I'm heading back.
Pardon? Could you turn the heat up in here? I'm very cold. That feels good. Thank you so much.
Anything for you.
You all right?
Yeah. I was too warm anyway.
Yeah, you must think he's so slick.
Well, I think he's slick.
Yeah.
Bleach Japan. Can't say I'm used to that yet.
Same for me. Still, to see the Seiryu clan so openly transition to a non-profit and even be well, I've never seen a chairman.
Please. I'm just thinking of the future.
Nonsense. This was by no means an easy feat, you know.
Hear, hear. For years, anti-gang laws had given us a choice of two options. Stay small or go underground. And now we're basically endorsed by the country. Finally, there's another way out.
The Yakuza have been aiding this country for decades. Ever since all that chaos snaked its way in after the war. This is the evolution of that. Better yet, I'd say it's exactly how things should be.
Absolutely. It might even help the world to see the truth, that the Yakuza are still needed. The necessary evil, if you would.
Yeah. We'll take our rightful place at the heart of it all. Secure our legacy for years to come. The future of the Yakuza's looking real bright. Hell, it's brighter than ever before.
Yes, and for that, I'll need you all to be at your absolute best. I'm counting on you. Now then, let's call it a day. Thank you, everyone. I thought I told you to cut that out.
Oh, anyway, thanks again.
Narasaki,
Sir?
I wanted to discuss some person...
Honestly, I'm ashamed. Only Yakuza filth would resort to a cheap tactic like this. Still, you want to let your hate run wild, well, a knife in the back's just the thing. Minimal effort, maximum suffering. The future of the Yakuza? It was a pipe dream from the start. When the trash is full, the only thing left to do is take it out. All this time they've put their trust in me. And they've had no clue. It's almost tragic. Isn't it, Sawashiro-san? I was hoping you'd live long enough to see it. The only future your kind have waiting.
absolute madman!
Now then, it's been about a week since the incident. Could you tell us more about the people who attacked the Seiryu clan offices?
Well, firstly, it should be said that this marks a historic shift for the Yakuza world. A few years ago, the Tojo clan and the Omi Alliance, for decades the Yakuza's two biggest players, mutually among those in the trade, this event was labeled the Great Dissolution. The largest remaining Yakuza group thereafter was the Seiryu clan, who of course was the target of last week.
Right,
And now, the same Seiryu clan, the current frontrunner, has taken up the torch to disband every other—
Yes, I see. That certainly does sound historic. But the real question is it possible?
You'd be fair to ask. At the very least, it does seem unrealistic. However, as a first step to seeing it through, the clan officially confirmed its disbandment to the police just the other—
So the torchbearers took initiative, set an example to the group.
Correct. Additionally, the Seiryu clan also aims to reintegrate former members back into society. They mean to implement an occupation support program in partnership with a Hawaiian volunteer group, and in order to officiate things with the government, they've since reformed into a non-profit. Naturally, as the country can't just openly cooperate with— Of course, while it may be a means to an end, it does show how serious the Seiryu clan—
Let's not forget, they did—
It's also expected that the other Yakuza groups across the country will follow suit, leading this movement to now be called the Second Great Dissolution. Now, some out there won't take too kindly to this, as you might have guessed. And there's a spark, the connection to the incident at the Seiryu headquarters.
So those were the dissenters? They were responsible for the attack?
Looking at those involved, yes, it seems highly likely. Speaking of, actually, the man pictured here is the one they call Kiryu. It's suspected he's the central figure of those opposing the Yakuza's disbandment.
Really? And just who are we dealing with here?
You'll recall I mentioned the Tojo clan earlier, previously one of the largest Yakuza groups in Japan. He's one of its former chairmen. In short, a true blue Yakuza big shot. Rumor is, Kiryu wants anything but disbandment, which can only mean he wants—
I see. Well, regarding Kiryu, it's also said he has ties with the so-called Hero of Yokohama. He too has been in the news of late, after forcing former Yakuza to commit theft under the guise of reacclimating to society.
And Kasuga's also a former Tojo clan. As it stands, there's a good chance he's acting under Kiryu's command, a cog in his machine. Therefore, we're looking at a unique conflict. In one corner, the Seiryu clan, who seek to tear down tradition and forge a new path. And in the other, Kazuma Kiryu, who aims to revive the old ways for his own interests. A clash between new and old ideologies.
So it seems. Following the attack, the culprits promptly went. As citizens remain frightened, it is imperative that these assailants be found as soon as possible.
Got word from the lookout. Doesn't seem like people—
Sorry to trouble you like this, Chief. With all that's happened, this was the—
Hey, I'm not one to turn away women and children. That being said, I never thought I'd see you back here again.
Our apologies, Chief.
The world outside says you're a criminal. You certainly got the face for it. But I'll tell you, I only ever trust what I see for myself. You're not the kind of man to shake things up. Still, that mug's terrifying.
He heard you. Thank you, sir. When the time comes, I'll be sure—
Well, y'all just kick back for now.
The Chief really helped us out.
Nah, I can't exactly, but we're lucky to have a safe zone.
Yeah. And plus, Ebina's moving quick. Once the waste disposal project on LA Island's in motion, countless Seiryu clan members— We need to act before Ebina gets the—
Right. Ebina!
It's been some time, Kasuga-san. Missed Japan, did we?
Japan? Wait, how'd you know I was here?
And I thought you wouldn't be surprised. I got reports from Dwight's men just as you were off and on your way. Bryce and I are still business partners, you know. Anyhow, Kiryu-san's there with you too.
Kiryu-san? And what if he
What do you want, Ebina?
Kiryu-san?
It's fine, Kasuga. With all his resources, Ebina probably needs...
Glad you see how it works. And with that, I've got some great news for you. Our Yakuza rehabilitation program was approved. Just yesterday, the government gave us free rein to see it through.
Well, isn't that nice? So what? You call us just to get your kicks or something?
Of course. The least I can do is share the joy with others.
Goody.
Actually, there's one other thing. Thought perhaps you'd want to know.
Huh?
It seems I've caught myself a rat. And I must say, it's a big one. Kasuga-san should appreciate this.
Captain.
Did you really think I wouldn't notice his betrayal? Of all people? Knowing his intentions, I let him roam free until the proverbial ball started rolling. In fact, Sawashiro-san was quite instrumental in gathering our colleagues. They poured in left and right.
What do you plan to do with him? Are you still set on taking revenge against the Yakuza? I doubt you'd make this kind of display otherwise. Who...
Revenge?
Who's to say? My reason for this is simple. I could think of no better bait to reel you in. You wouldn't leave him to die, would you? It's not in your character.
Don't worry about me.
Apologies. Now, if you all would please come to the top floor of the Millennium Tower by 10 p.m. tomorrow. Miss our little appointment, and I dispose of the rat, plain and simple. Till then.
Aiding us with a hostage. Guess he wants us out in the open.
Yeah, we know the truth about his plans.
This guy must be special. What with Ebina holding him like that, right? No way! You could just ignore that. I mean, we got the talent, don't we? So, let's go save him.
No. Ebina's not the only issue here. Not with what's happening over—
As just announced, the Seiryu clan, now known as non-profit Bleach Japan, rehabilitation program and all, has been officially approved by the Japanese. It is believed the government and Bleach Japan had been coordinating their plans behind closed doors. A week prior to the announcement, a cruise ship carrying former Seiryu clan members left Japan for Honolulu. The ship arrived in the city just earlier today. On location, Hawaii's governor and Bryce Fairchild of partner organization Polycana welcomed the vice representative of Bleach Japan, Eiji Mitamura, as he stepped ashore.
Oh, sneaky bat.
The first wave's already there.
The ship is scheduled to depart for Nelly Island tomorrow, where the program will officially get underway.
They're bringing the Yakuza to the island tomorrow. Once they touch down, neither the state of Hawaii nor the Japanese government will care what happens next. They'll have wiped their hands clean, and that'll be that.
And from there, they'll work as Bryce's slaves, dumping nuclear waste till the day they die. What a joke.
We don't have a lot of time. Not for... What's the call?
We split up. Might be dangerous, but we can't...
Kasuga, about Ebina. Mind if I handle things out here? You go and stop Bryce in Hawaii.
Huh?
Actually, I'd like a word with him. There's some speculation, of course. But it's about Ebina's origins.
His what?
We can talk outside.